Silat. So this week we're going to be taking a look at 5 of the amazing things that come out of Pencak Silat training that will make you more masculine and also more attractive to women. Now, there are also very interesting elements of the system that change your psychology and change your behavior in relation to other people in your life. And those changes in behavior and those changes in thinking will affect the way that people behave around you and the way that people treat you. So that being said, I'm going to share with you today 5 of the key things which will change in you, which will make women, and not only, I shouldn't only actually say women, but everybody that is within your sphere of influence, look at you with heightened respect and also more interest, because those things will accentuate the aspects of your character which are very attractive, and especially attractive to women. So the first thing is command presence and your confidence level, which increases with your training. The more that you train, the stronger you are psychologically and physically, the more that you become attractive to the opposite sex. Women like to have a man who is strong, who is confident, and who is in command of the situation all the time. Now, I'll give you an example of this. Many years ago when I was in high school, I used to work at Dunkin' Donuts. It was a donut shop. And there was one time, I used to work at nighttime. There was one time this guy came in with his girlfriend, and his, big, strong, burly guy. And he got up to the counter and he wanted to make an order of donuts. He had a very good look and, dressed well, looked good, everything, really good looking guy. I was envious of the way he looked because I wish I looked that good, but unfortunately I don't. And then he couldn't make a decision on what donuts to get. I asked him, what do you want, bro? Like, you want this donut? What do you want? He was like, I'm not sure. And then he started talking to his girlfriend. What do you think? What do you think we should get? What do you like? And, and blah, 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 blah. Oh my God. And he was mumbling around and stumbling like an idiot there for God knows how long, until his girlfriend was so fed up and she was just like, can you just make a fucking decision? Just tell me what you want. Just make the decision and get the donuts. It's just a box of donuts. He couldn't even make that decision. He had no confidence in making a decision by himself. He always had to refer to his girlfriend for every little thing. And that manifested itself in her completely having disrespect for him and completely, blasting him in public like that. It was pretty embarrassing. It ended up just me taking the donuts, putting them in the box. You pay the bill now because you're an idiot. And that's it. So I got a nice tip and I was happy. But the confidence level and the command presence that you bring to a situation influences the way that people treat you. And if you have a woman next to you and you don't take the responsibility of being a man, that means taking action. That means controlling the situation. It doesn't mean that you don't respect her input. You take the input from her and from other people around you, but you make the decision for what needs to be done in the situation with conviction and certainty in what you want to do, not second guessing yourself every second. That is very attractive to women. And that's one of the things that Pencak Silat teaches us, that you have to have 100% conviction in what you're going to do. Otherwise, you can't move ahead. If you don't have conviction in your technique, if you don't have conviction in your attack, there's no way that you can do something properly. So that is the number one thing, to be able to have confidence and command presence when you walk into a situation, that you are able to take charge from the presence of your spirit and your strength and confidence. You command the situation around you and you tell others what needs to be done. It doesn't mean that you don't take into account other people's opinions and thoughts and respect them. That's not true. That's a bully's attitude that does that. That's not what it means. It means that you are able to listen to others and then you're able to make a firm decision with 100% conviction. Number 2, you become dangerous. I know it sounds very strange and it's awkward for people in the year 2024 to hear something like that, but it's 100% true. The more dangerous you are, the more physically dangerous and capable you are, the more attractive you are to a woman. And the reason for that is because you have capability. And that's why you see in movies like James Bond, for example, where James Bond goes and he kills 17 people, jumps out of an airplane, and and then the women are just falling all over them. They're like, oh my God. That's real. It's portrayed at an extreme in the film, but that is real. When a woman sees that you're capable of handling yourself in a dangerous situation and you're calm and you're capable of handling yourself, it's extremely attractive to her. And that's why my ex-wife, even though we had other problems in our life, that was one of the things which she told me later on was the most attractive thing to her. That when we got into some certain situations, for example, where some people were trying to stab each other, and then I went and I grabbed the guy and I disarmed him and stuff like that. And I didn't bat an eye doing it, to be very frank with you. She found that to be extremely attractive. And she told me later on, even after we were divorced, we still remained friends because we were friends since high school, not high school, since university. And she told me later on that these were some of the things that attracted her to me the most, the capability as a man to handle violence and handle craziness that other people would collapse when they see because they're terrified and piss in their pants. You can handle it and manage that situation and execute. That was an extremely attractive thing to her. So she's not the only woman like that. There are other women also. And that's why you see this bad boy complex that a lot of guys have. But the problem is that the bad boy thing is not, it's not the attractive part. To be a bully is not an attractive thing. The worst thing that you can do is to bully people who are weaker than you. That's not an attractive thing for a woman, to see a man who constantly abuses people who are weaker. The fact that you can take control in a situation where you are the one who are at risk, where you might be the one who is being bullied, and you take care of that situation. That's the attractive thing. To see a man who's capable, who's dangerous, who is capable of handling himself in dangerous situations. That's a very attractive thing for ladies. The third thing which you can take out of Pencak Silat, which is extremely amazing, is the ability to change your body. When you have hardcore Pencak Silat training, you are not only doing jurus, you're doing lankas, you're doing all of these different physical combat techniques, blade fighting, all of this stuff. It's all excellent. But you're also doing a lot of hardcore conditioning type of exercises to make yourself stronger, physically stronger that you're capable to fight. That transformation of your body into a fighting and killing machine, that process of doing that, when your woman watches it, it's a very attractive for her as well. One of the things that my wife loves to see the most is when I'm lifting up big bags, throwing them, elbowing them, that's what makes her the most excited. So that's an interesting thing when it comes to women. And it's not only her. Her friends are very similar like that also. And they love to see that. They love to see guys who are doing a lot of high intensity, aggressive type of training, and it just turns them on. So when she talks to her friends about stuff like that, and they look at some of the guys that are training Silat with us, and other people within our group training, and some of the videos and things like that, that's what turns them on the most. It's not the techniques that you go and you start fighting with people. That's not what interests them. What interests them is the actual process of the training and the development of that masculine power that exerts itself through your conditioning and your training. The fourth thing is chivalry. Now, the chivalry aspect of things is your character, how you behave towards other people who are stronger than you and people who are weaker than you. If you behave as a kind person to somebody who is much weaker than you, who is poorer than you, that you don't need to do anything for this person, but you still do it. You still give them the respect that you would give a sultan, you give to the guy who's opening the door for you. That is a very beautiful thing. And it's something that affects the people around you, and they see that. And women are attracted to men who are kind and strong. But if there's kindness with no strength, it's not the same. You're kind when you really don't need to be. I don't need to be kind to the guy who opens the door, but I am. I go and I ask him, how are you doing? How's your family? What is going on with you? Are you okay? If he's unhappy, check on him. He's only the guy opening the door, but because you care, because he's the guy pushing the mop, you don't want to bother. But that's the one you should ask. How is he doing? How is his family? You should give him respect, open the door for him sometimes when he's coming through. Those are the things that make a woman look at you different than other people. Being a bully is not an attractive thing. Being a chivalrous gentleman is, even though you don't need to be, but you are on a regular basis. And you do it because you really actually care about other human beings, not because you want to show something to other people. Do it because you actually care. And that's something that becomes extremely attractive to women as well. And the last thing that we can extract from Pencak Silat training is strategic thinking. Women are very, very attractive to men who are capable to execute a plan that they have thought out very well in detail, execute it, and produce a result. That's why they like men who are in powerful positions. And women are attracted to those type of men who are project managers or leaders of companies, CEOs, and things like that, or businessmen or something. Why are they attracted to these type of people? It's because they're able to think strategically, plan things long term, execute, gain results from that execution, and deliver them to the people that they're responsible for. That is a very attractive trait of a woman. Pencak Silat, if you're trained properly, if you think properly and you're training properly, it teaches your mind to think strategically. You're not always on the tactical level. You're not always thinking about the next move here. You're thinking about the whole picture, not just a grain of sand, but the entire beach that is behind that sand. So that is a very attractive trait to a woman because they also believe then that if they're with you, they will also have benefit in the future as well. Now, that is those are some of the things which come out of the psychological aspect of Pencak Silat, which you draw out of it, which you can apply into your everyday life on a regular basis, and you'll see the immediate results of doing these things in your life. Salam Pencak Silat.